You are now listening to Barco Boys.
Y'all funky ass up. Y'all know the routine.
Niggas can't walk the path that I walk. Niggas can't do the things that I do. Niggas can't live the way that I live. Might not be the same result for you.
I'm about halfway to nowhere, and I know what I gotta do. I'm about 3 steps forward. I just need gotta come through. I need love, I need patience. Take me back to the basics. I just need one more shot at living. I just need one more shot at Pippin.
Niggas can't walk the path that I walk. Niggas can't do the things that I do. Niggas can't live the way that I live. Might not be the same result for you. I am the have-not mascot.
Morning. Some regular guys and gal having some real conversation. Get your funky ass up. You know the routine. Good morning.
Good morning. People, man? Good morning, family. Good morning. Thank y'all for joining us today.
Yep. How was your evening, LBs?
It was okay. I enjoyed the weather yesterday evening. I like weather when it's mild and not so hot, but not cool either. And the sun was out, so.
Yeah, it seems like it's gonna pick back up today, man, and get a little warmer. But I'm glad the temperature dropped because it got hot, man. I didn't know what was going on out here.
And then it went back down to freezing. That was shocking, but
like overnight.
Yeah. They're messing with the ozone, so we gotta expect it.
You know how it is. What's up with the people, man? How y'all? I see y'all in here. Uncle Trav, Natalie.
Good
Uncle
morning.
Tony, what's good? What's good with y'all, man? Another day, man. We at Wednesday, middle of the week. The middle of the week, the countdown is on.
Exactly. Y'all hit those likes for us, please. Coming in on the video. You like what you see. You like being here. Definitely hit those likes.
Yo, before we get into everything, man, we got too much going on. Tell me how you feel about this, LB. I mean, it's a few things. I'm gonna play a few things before we jump all into it. But tell me how you feel about this, man.
Bossier City Police issued a warrant for a woman wanted for attempted second-degree murder of a 4-year-old. According to detectives, the child was taken to the hospital with fractures to both wrists and forearms. Reports claimed the child had fallen from a second-story window at the Mirage Apartments. Interviews determined that 37-year-old Sharonika Davis allegedly kicked the child out of the window. She is already being held in Caddo Correctional on other charges.
How we feel about this, man? I just think some people don't need to be parents.
That's absolutely true, but some people are just evil by nature.
Why you kicking your baby anyway, a 4-year-old? And kick out the window.
Them ladies know what to do when she hit that floor.
I mean, shit, she might be the toughest thing in there.
She might be.
Might be.
But let her not have peace another day of her life.
A bunch of fiends. I noticed that more women are getting arrested now for things like men, but for the most part, man, a lot of women that used to be in jail used to be like fiends, and you know, some people they might got charges like her, dealing with mental issues, but she they need to throw her under the jail. I remember something like this happened in my community, in my hood, and the girl and the guy, he was there. The boyfriend, it was her boyfriend too, and they both got like 90-something years.
It's crazy. I don't know what would make a person look at a child and think, just hurt them. I don't understand that.
At 4 years old, like defenseless. Like what I mean, what that should just be shocking me to hear some of these stories with the parents and the stuff that they doing. It'd be throwing me off, man. I'd be like, man, what the hell? Like, and then a lot of times when stuff like that happen, I'd be like, God, not to sound like make it sound cruel, but God knows what's best. Like, I'm gonna take this child with me. You don't even deserve to have this child.
Right.
Like, but yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy out here. It seems like it's getting crazy out here. It seems like more and more crazy people popping out of the woodworks. Everybody else showing they crazy. I might as well show them crazy too. Shit don't make no sense though.
It does.
Yeah, but what's up with the chat, man? What's going on with y'all, man? I know we started a little about 5 minutes late, man. 4 minutes, something. Yeah, we had a little technical difficulties. We back together though. We back together. I got another one, LBZ. Tell me how you feel about this. Cause I feel some type of way about this one. Can you read that? A 72-year-old mother shot her 38-year-old son because he was playing video games too loud.
I'm gonna show my boys this because you know what?
A Mesa, Arizona woman has been arrested after allegedly shooting her adult son during a domestic dispute over video game noise. Hazel Benson, 72. Hey, man, free that lady, man. Faces multiple felony charges, including aggravated assault and disorderly conduct with a deadly weapon. Her son was transported to the hospital and is expected to make a full recovery. What are your thoughts on this situation? Man.
So the number one thing that caught my attention is that he's 38.
That's what caught my attention.
And then he's playing video games like to a level he's making a lot of noise. Something wrong with that scenario altogether now. I don't know about that one.
Come on, Mom.
Yeah, Mom, like, if you don't get I know how it is. My boys, oh my God, I'm so glad where I live at. They're upstairs and I'm downstairs. So, even though the walls are thin, I still hear them if they really get into it. Like they get into it. They're yelling at their friends. They're stomping on the floor. They're throwing stuff on the desk. And I'm like, sometimes I sit in here and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, and I want to get on there like, what the hell are y'all doing? And it'd be 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, man.
Can you imagine waking up out of your sleep? You're shooting me. You're killing me. You're killing me. You're shooting me.
Oh, man.
I was like, if I had to bring both of them, I'm like, listen, we can't do this because I understand you're getting into it. I understand it's a game. I understand, you get drawn in. But sometimes when you hearing it in my sleep and I'm hearing, them yelling and saying weird stuff, I'm jumping up and it's like, yo, what's going on? What's going on? I'm like, we can't do that. Tone it down. We can't do that.
I see Natalie says she's crazy. I don't know if you're saying the mother crazy or the one with the 4-year-old or the 72-year-old mother. One thing I do know about the 72-year-old mother, what they charging her with, she gotta have to do time. She going to jail. And if you're saying the 72-year-old mother crazy, is she crazy or is the son crazy?
I don't know, but I wouldn't go as far as shoot. But I can understand the sentiment. I understand how she got to that point because 72. You imagine you in your peaceful era.
Oh my!
You know what I mean? And if he's doing it over and over again, she's probably already looking at him like you should be doing something else anyway.
The mother in there probably trying to listen to her gospel or
relax.
She probably watching TD Jakes and you messing her little program up. Like, it's crazy, man.
Like, get a job. Go out here and do some work.
That's probably the type of stuff she be saying. But if she go in there in the court and gotta admit, he was living with me and
38. Good gracious, man.
38 years old, man.
I hate he got shot. I don't think she should have shot him, but I understand the sentiment. Because not that it's funny. I'm sorry, sir.
You know what's crazy though? She probably shot him though, cause she probably been on his ass. You need to get a job. You need to get out of this house. She probably been telling him that for 18 years.
You know
for the last 18 years. You're 20 now. You better figure something out.
She tired and you just keep going, making all this noise.
Mom, boom, that ass. She ain't playing with you, boy.
I wonder how many times she shot him.
Yeah. And the crazy part is she probably shot him knowing like I ain't gonna kill him, but
right.
I'm tired of his ass.
I'm tired. I want you to know how serious I am right now.
He probably gonna go in there try not. But see, the thing is, he probably gonna go in there and try not to press charges. That's mom's house. Probably not try to press charges, and automatically when a gun involved, the state pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna pick it up regardless. And being that violence was involved, they're gonna really try her and try to sit her 72-year-old ass down.
Hopefully she get a good attorney, that's gonna help her out.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
I hope so too. I hope attorneys see this. Like even if she can't afford a good attorney, I hope attorney will do pro bono for come step in and be like, man, this is ridiculous.
I don't know. She might need a little slap on her. She might need to do a little community service, but I don't know. She need to go do no time. But I get it. I get it. I swear I get it.
38 years old.
Mom's was like, bam, bam, bam.
I wonder if he even gave her any grandbabies.
I would hope not.
Like,
I don't know. I ain't gonna say that. Because different things happen. But yeah.
I could imagine her going there saying, "You loud, come on, mom, I'm on my game." At 38, that shit sound crazy. At 38,
get out of here and go to work somewhere. Do something productive somewhere. Big 38-year-old self.
And crazy part is he probably do work. He probably help her and everything, but he probably one of them niggas that spend his money on video games. Go to work, come home, play video games, go to work, come back home, play video games. That's probably his whole life. And she probably like, man, you got to get a life.
Yeah. Now I explain to my kids sometimes. It ain't always about, me not wanting to hear it. It's more so about you being conscious that you got to be considerate of other people that's around you. Like you can't just be inconsiderate because you're doing something and this is just how it's done. You got to consider somebody else's peace, somebody else's feelings about a situation as well. And you have to be courteous in your behavior towards that.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of people get carried away. So I can see that whole scenario. I'm gonna show this to my boys and just let them know.
Listen, I can see the whole scenario too, man. Like
you don't want me popping off on here. Y'all need to go ahead on and tone.
And I ain't gonna say nothing wrong with a 38-year-old playing video game because I don't want it to sound like that. Is what I'm saying. I'm saying you and your mom, you and your mama house playing video games.
Playing video games. I think something wrong there. I don't know what it is. What could be the problem? I understand some people using it as a relaxation tool, or that's how I choose to entertain myself. I understand. I think it's something else you can do, though. I don't know. A little bit, a little more productive, but hey, I get it. I don't like it, but crazy. I get it.
What's up, Eric said, my son's super loud, especially on the Oculus. Hey, boy, them boys, you be like, God damn, can't even have a good conversation on the phone. I'm trying to tell you, hey, Day, good morning. Gina, good morning. Hey, man, I'm trying to tell you, I can see the scenario. I can see it, man.
I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you.
Come on, man. And you know what's crazy? His mom she probably let it ball over. She probably sitting in the other room or sitting in the living room like
on the phone
talking about him in her head, talking to her friends, her sisters and them. Y'all don't know what I'm going through.
On the phone with Miss Shirley. He messing up her conversation.
I'm sick of it. Yeah.
You just let him off.
Yesterday, right, we was talking about, a little bit about the kids or whatever, and I came across something, man. And I was just listening to the little jokers that's out there and what they were saying, but I want y'all to listen to this real quick. And after I play this, I'm gonna play another video. But we're gonna talk about this, but I'm gonna play another video, and I want y'all to pay attention to the little kid, but not on this one.
How y'all parents feel about y'all being out here?
Hell, damn near all our parents know.
Yeah. How they feel about it?
Shit. My mama be on my ass. Everybody mama be on their ass. Shit, but it gets to a point for real. It gets to a point for real. Everybody mama know. I ain't gonna act like our parents don't give a fuck.
Yeah, nobody can stop it because like once you in this shit, you can't get out. Only way you can get out is get rich.
That's a serious, not necessarily.
How y'all
ways out there shit. Feel me?
What ways you think?
Shit, stay in the house. For real. Yeah. Motherfuckers gonna say you hide, but feel me, you ain't hiding. You trying to get out this shit, you trying to get out this shit. Move up T or something.
Ain't nothing wrong with staying in the house. It ain't nothing wrong with going to school every day, reading a book, studying. It ain't nothing wrong with none of that shit. It ain't nothing wrong with playing sports, picking up a ball or something, go hoop or something. It ain't nothing wrong with the shit. Well, look, he hoop right there. I mean, shit, we got hoopers out here.
How y'all feel like y'all parents feel, you know, just them thinking, like, you know, when they care about you, you know, they worried about y'all life and stuff like that. How y'all think they gonna go through life, you know, if they lose y'all?
Shit, fucked up for real, but shit, they gotta understand. Right now, it's either life or death.
I don't never think about that.
Yeah, we don't even think we don't even think about death for real. I ain't gonna lie. We don't think about that shit. So we think about the positive. I ain't gonna lie.
Yizzo, what's poppin'? These be the young men that are not hard to reach.
Yeah, shout out to brother Shabazz. Listen,
that's very interesting. I hope people were listening.
What I heard, right? And I don't know if nobody else heard, but every time I hear it, it give me chills, right? They never said nothing about a father. Our mamas be on our ass. Our mama this, that, and the third, and that shit brings me back to my childhood, right? Like, even though I had uncles around and shit, I didn't have no male figure to instill that discipline in me. You're not going to be doing this. You're not, you know, keeping me guided right. I didn't have that shit. You know what I'm saying? So soon I heard it. I said, the first thing I'm hearing mother. Our mamas be on our ass. Our mama this, our mama that, but nothing about dad. Nothing about dad. And I think that the men in the community and the women, as you always say, LBs, don't leave the women out, can't leave the women out, and the women, but the men need to step up, yo. Understanding this, that most of these kids are in households that's like that.
Yeah.
And then you got the one out there that does play basketball. You still out there. You might not be involved. It's always, you know how they say the good die young, or it's always the good ones that get it. You'll be the one to get it.
Yeah, I think it's very sad to hear, yet real, you know, and I appreciate even them having, you know, that conversation with whoever that was filming, because, you know,
there was another young guy.
Yeah, just turn this up, you know, they'll just be like, I don't want to talk, you know. I think it's good for people to hear and listen, right? Because it ain't that they're thinking about doing bad, right? Because I think a lot of us feel like they just go out there to do bad, and they're actually saying, you know, they ain't type of time we on, but if it happens, it happens, and we all know if they're in a situation, anything can happen, you know. So we got to start listening. Because if that's the environment that your children are in, I say, for me, I'm moving. If I can't control you going out against my advisement, I can't keep you in the house. We're moving out of that situation. I'm taking you out of it, right? We're going to pick up shop. We're going somewhere else. We're going to start over and get it right. I will put my kids' lives and safety over my comfortability, if that makes any sense to y'all. You know, I don't have to be comfortable if it means my children can have a better shot at life. I'll make myself uncomfortable. I'll go through the hard work. I'll sacrifice. A lot of people don't want to think like that, or don't have a thought like that. But sometimes we got to do stuff that's drastic if we want to change the trajectory of where our kids are going. And it's not necessarily your fault, not necessarily their fault, not blaming anybody, but circumstances do push people into a certain direction. And you got to understand where you need to course correct and be willing to do so.
Right. Hey, Derek Diggs, I actually kind of spoke on this yesterday, how the teacher, and that's crazy, I forgot to put the video up, but the teacher was saying how the kids, half of the kids are coming to school to learn, but you got the other half not even coming to school with book bags and shit. No book bags, no writing utensils. And she said she spent more than half her day trying to wake most of the kids up in the class. But you even hear him say, yo, we don't even think about death.
Because if you don't show them what's good about life, living,
right?
You know, what do they have to look forward to? You know, is this it? Me living in the projects? Is this it? Me seeing my homies die every day on the street? Is this it? That's cool with me. All right, it is what it is. Sometimes we got to understand what we do to our children is a direct impact on how they behave and the things they do.
It's crazy.
But education-wise, I did see that there was a study out, and I think I posted something on my social media, a little video the other day where they were in Congress and they were saying in the education department how this generation, I want to say Gen X or Gen Z, maybe Gen Z, is severely behind. You know, they expect every generation to be more intelligent because they spend more time in school. But Gen Z is the first generation ever to not be as cognitive as the previous generations, to not be as competent, to not be as smart or educated. And on all levels, they failed. Compared to prior generations. So we got to take a hard look at that.
Right.
We can see it every day. And I tell people all the time, and I hate it, I don't want to say it, but I know of someone personally to me that graduated high school and cannot read.
That's what Derek
graduated last year, cannot read, cannot comprehend nothing that's read, but graduated high school. And I kept saying this, you know, throughout, because I picked up on it, spending time with her. And it's like certain things you can pick out, but it's still not, you know, something that you can do about it because they spend most of their day in school, and you can preach and talk to them. But at the same time, they spending most of their time in school. You would expect that to be where they're doing the majority of their learning, and it's not. School has become a joke. School has become
I could say they definitely not learning. Real quick, Yellow D said, but what if you're not financially able to just pick up and move away from the situation?
There are financial options all over, right? I'm not going to say just because you stay in the projects, you can't move to another projects in another state.
Shit.
You know what I mean? Like, I understand it can be, but what are you willing to sacrifice to protect your kids? We got to sell everything. We might need to go move with family for a month.
Nah, we ain't putting a blanket on it, brother. I don't know what you're talking about, Diggs. He said, yeah, but why are you trying to pretend that it's not only one demographic that has consistently been behind, even though we all have the same education? See, I can read pretty well, brother. It don't matter what words you put on here.
That ain't me.
I can read pretty well. I grew up in the hood. I did all that shit.
That's right? An actual study. It ain't me
us being behind was systematically done. Like, you know, that has been set up for us to be behind. But we don't have to stay behind, and we could get our kids on the right course. We are not in the kids' households.
And we do not have the same education. Let's make that clear. We all do not have the same different demographics have different levels of education. And it is shown that, and the reason for that is because a lot of people can afford to be in a better district. A lot of people can afford to put their kids in private schools. A lot of people can afford and have the resources and in an area where there are charter schools. We got to consider all of that stuff. It's not just, we all got the same, because we know it's different across the board, depending on where you're at and what demographic you're in. That's a fact. That's why public school systems do everything they can to kind of mix it up a little bit. They do the busing in a lot of areas, the bus kids from higher prominent areas to, the lower income schools, just to kind of balance out the money. But it's not equal education. And as long as we keep people in the administration like the current one, it's going to continue to get worse, because they're defunding a lot of these schools in the lower income areas to where they cannot afford to educate their kids. They don't have the resources for teachers' pay. They don't have the resources for materials. They don't have the resources to provide breakfast and lunch for the kids. So that's going to mean that more people are not going to choose to go to those schools.
Right. Like I said, I thought it was interesting that what we think, our generation think about a lot of these kids, like they won't talk about what's going on with them or how they feel or whatever. Like they're not approachable. They're approachable. You can approach them. I think we need to do a better job, though, as men, stepping up and getting our communities back. It's been out of hand lately for a while now, but they out here playing Call of Duty right in the city, man. Grand Theft Auto right in the city, man. And they getting younger and younger. We see 14, 15 years old in New York. They getting killed out here every day. And I think it's a lot of elders, whether men or women, that's just like not even concerned with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, listen, man, I'm not going to say I was fatherless. My father was around, but wasn't around, if that makes sense. But they definitely out here playing in the communities. I'm saying our communities need to be safer. We need to get a hold of what's going on, or they damn near a whole generation going to be extinct. And I blame my generation, the generation after me, for not, giving the proper guidance, because we told niggas straight up, you pull at the joint, you better not be pulling no strap unless you busting that thing. Don't pull it if you ain't using it. And it was out of control in my era as well. But I think about my era, and I'm seeing niggas coming home from 30 years now. I got niggas still in there 100 years now. That was young niggas when they went in. Got 20 plus in. You understand what I'm saying? They out here taking these hard drugs, taking these pills, not knowing you on heroin, nigga. You a dope head for real.
Yeah, that was a big hit to our communities, the drug era. It was a huge hit. But we do got to make some choices. We do got to make some hard choices. We got to find a way to move forward.
Right? Parents scared of the kids.
We have to do it. However it's going to work. We got to do it. We got to think outside the box sometimes.
Absolutely. You niggas commit the majority of the violent crimes. The percentage is overwhelming. You got a name like Dundada. You sound like you one of the ninjas too. So us ninjas, put a US in there.
It's always the keyboard thugs that got to pop out.
Yeah, I love when they pop out though. they just be making the point for us, for real, for real. Like when we trying to talk positive or talk some shit, right? That we see is a problem in our community. It's like, man, nobody want to hear that. Basically, it been like that. It's gonna stay like that, and it ain't got to be like that because the kids. We just seen some of these kids are approachable, right? I know kids in my community is approachable. A lot of them know me from the fathers or uncles or whoever see me when they was little. They approachable. Like, what's going on? And like I said, I see a lot of communities standing up. I see the brothers in Chicago with the unity movement. I see it's another movement out in Jersey, new community.
Yeah.
I don't want to get the name wrong. I think it's new community. Man up. Like I said, men against negativity, uplifting people. It's listen, man, it's people out here trying to, you know, not just right they wrongs from the past that they, you know what I'm saying, did. But I'm talking about brothers that's coming home from prison, like, yo, we fucked this shit up out here.
Yeah.
Right? And trying to get it right. And you got brothers that been out here, they probably ain't never been to jail or never been through nothing. That these are the people that's really got the problem.
Yeah.
That's like, ain't nothing gonna change, ain't nothing. Like, you don't know what, you ain't been through nothing.
It's hard to put the blame just on one or two different things. You know, it's like a conglomerate of things that kept happening and happening and happening, you know, and I don't want people to feel like, you know, it was just one era. You know, it was a culmination of a lot of different things that got us here to where we are. And it's going to take a lot of different things that we do, places that we go, areas that we, you know, try to change to get back to a better place as a community.
Nah, he's not a weirdo, Yellow D. I'm not going to say he a weirdo. You know what it is with a lot of people, and I'm going to take the con route on this. Y'all know I usually go off on niggas. They never been through nothing. They don't understand trauma. Nigga probably been born with a platinum spoon. Like, you understand what I'm saying? He don't understand trauma, so he look at everything like an excuse. Probably grew up with his moms, his dad, had a good, happy life. Right? So I ain't gonna say he's a weirdo. I don't think he a weirdo. I just think a lot of people really don't understand the struggle and understand what niggas is really going through out there. Don't really understand that all them boys just sat out there and you ain't hear one of them say nothing about their dad. And we wondering why they out here tripping, because they going off of emotion. They going what they learn. They moms is an emotional creature. They going off of what they know. Get angry and
crash out.
They crash the fuck out. That's what they doing.
That's the term they're using. Crash out.
Don Dada might be white. I'm convinced he a YT. I'm convinced he a YT.
Who else has the audacity to tell somebody to leave a country?
Yeah. You gotta be a YT talking like that, knowing that we the original man of the land. Talk about lead a country. Lead a country? All this shit ours. Yeah, Don Dada. You definitely out of pocket. You need to tighten up, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like when the weirdo, you know, try to give him a little clarity. I ain't got, like I said, he ain't a weirdo, but he acting weird. You know what I mean? And then you saying ninjas, a lot of ninjas. I don't know, man. I'm gonna let you be, brother.
Absolutely, because that's just ignorance.
I got something for you. You sound like you might like black women, so I got something for you.
A black man asks me out, I'm happy to pass the person on to a friend because I don't feel safe with a black man. easily feel safe. I feel seen. I feel loved the right way with a white man.
Why you think that is?
I'm racist because I'm black myself. So today I just wanted to say something about the trendy, unfortunate incidents involving social media influencer that passed in Africa. It's so poor. It's such a poor mentality that every time things like that happen involving a popular person or a public figure, everyone jumps on it and ignore the fact that somebody just passed away. Regardless of whatever everyone thinks they have to say about it, it's not going to bring back the fact that this young aspiring lady has gone. And the painful part is this black men now, African men, black men in particular, deemed racist because I'm black myself, are now coming out to say, oh, this black women that always go for the white men, serves them right, they ignore us, the black men, and they're going after white men. That's such a poor mentality. For me, in particular, I'm not going out. I didn't get married to a black man or dating a black man. Not because I don't find them attractive, but because I don't feel safe with a black man. And be honest, I'm not really attracted to a black man. If a black man asks me out, I'm happy to pass the person on to a friend instead of going with a person because I'm not really attracted to a black man. I feel I easily fall in love with a white man. I easily feel safe. I feel seen. I feel loved the right way with a white man. So when things like this happen, it's such a poor mentality that people come out instead of saying, I can't. A black man asks me out, I'm happy to pass the person on to a friend.
Yeah, I think he's definitely a YT. He said I'm Native American, smart guy, yet none of us have victim mentality. You know what's crazy? You definitely have a victim mentality because y'all not really. I'm not gonna get into that, bro.
Yeah,
We know who the original natives of this land is. We ain't getting into that. But did you hear her? I don't think that. I don't really. If she's not attracted to black men, that's not her thing. But she was really talking about the girl that lost her life in Africa and spoke on it and was like how she's not attracted to. I mean, well, she did say she wasn't attracted. Then she said, "Not that I'm not attracted." Then she said, "I'm not really attracted. I passed the black guy off to a friend." But I don't know how I felt.
I don't know. I don't know.
You know what I think? You know
I-
what I think she thinks, or what she believes, what she thinks. She thinks that a YT man is more secure, like as far as financially, more got some things going on. But it's just weird to me. Like you sound like you ain't never been with a black guy. I actually had a video with but I just thought it was too harsh to even play with a couple and the stuff that they doing on camera. The YT man got the black lady doing on camera. It was just too foul, and I said I ain't even gonna play it. But it's so much I want to say about this kind of. But I don't want to seem like harsh or whatever the case may be, right? I'm not gonna say this. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say what I think it is.
Okay.
Right? I'm gonna say I'm not gonna say I don't think white men are attracted to black women, but I also believe white men think they are dying off,
Mm.
and they trying to keep their lineage going. And the only way how they gonna do that? Tell me how they gonna do that if they dying off. Tell me the only way, matter of fact, they're gonna be able to do that without dying off. For real, for real.
I don't know if the average Joe is thinking like that though.
Man,
I mean, I know.
If you don't look at your
quite a few
presidency.
interracial couples.
Look
I know
at
quite-
the
I was an
president.
interracial couple, so
Look, no, I'm not saying nothing wrong with an interracial couple, but I'm saying we trying to act like we know how they think. I'm saying what I think.
right.
Right? When I look at the president and I look at everything that's going on in the world, I understand one thing, that they believe they are dying off. Point blank, period. And I see people saying what and all that other shit. I'm being a real MFer.
Yeah.
And I'm telling the truth.
They've said it on several occasions, so I mean, it's definitely out there. But I don't think.
And I'm telling the truth.
Person.
If you think they're not trying to keep their lineage going, okay. If everybody dies, your legacy dies, right?
Yeah, LD saying average, but I'm just saying, you know, like I get the
I
older
think
guards
they
and
ain't
the upper whatever they call it, 1% or whatever might have that as a goal. How they going about it, I don't know if they're just marrying black women more so than just killing people and adjusting their DNA, but that's another story.
He ain't got nothing to do with interracial dating. See, I could tell you don't pay attention that much. So I ain't even gonna get on you, Stephen A. Scott. I'm gonna let you get ahead, and I'm not even gonna get on. I see you ain't really paying attention. I'm saying I'm looking at how things are going. Right? Take the black history shit out the museum. Take all this shit. They understand what they doing, man.
But for me, who you choose to date, I don't feel like it for a lot of people who think outside, you know, of race, dating their race, think about it as racial or dating a white person versus a black person or Hispanic or whatever. I don't think they're thinking like that. Not them. It's other people that think like that.
I don't know why you think that, LB.
Because it wasn't that for me. You know what I'm saying? And
I know your thing. You heard what you said.
Couples. So I think it's just the if you're attracted to a certain type of characteristic in that person, right? If you're attracted to the mildness, you're attracted to, you know, the tenderness, or you're attracted to, you know, you might see that more often in one demographic versus another. You know what I mean? Like, it's just certain things about what you're looking for that you gravitate to. And it just so happens to be that demographic person.
Albert, and why they trying to block the sun?
I mean, I get that, but that ain't.
No, I'm just saying, listen, LBZ, to what I'm saying. Because if you saying you get that,
I get
if
that.
you saying you get that, right? They doing that to preserve life, their life, right? Why do you think they not thinking like this?
I'm saying the average person that we're dealing with in the context of what this topic was initially started, looking at that lady in the video. I get what you're saying.
Okay.
I just don't think that that's the idea that's in most of our minds out here in the dating world. Maybe
I know that's not in her mind. Look, I know that's not
are thinking like that because, you know, they have the power to adjust that kind of thing.
I know that's not in her mind, right? But when you see videos like with the white guy, and you've seen the video before because I had it in the chat, and the guy was saying about the black lady's placenta and the nutrients and everything they carry. Like, y'all don't know who y'all are in the world, right? Everybody know who we are but us. If you think, I mean, me personally, the way I feel, I'm going to just say how I feel. I believe that is solely the purpose. You know, and even, you know, with Stephen A. Scott, he was saying, but he said how the world was going to be. It was going to be how, Stephen A. Scott? How did you say the world was going to be again? A bunch of biracial what? Why? Why? And like I said, I don't never really try to make it no race thing, but I understand that other people, other races are thinking way different than we are. Right? They trying to preserve life. And that's just a fact. Their life.
So I see Dion's comment, right? And I just want to throw this in here because this is what I took from the people that I was looking at speaking on the topic, right? The idea was introducing the Black DNA into your family structure. These were YT people talking. Introducing the Black DNA into your family structure or lineage, by way of course, breeding, or they use breeding as the term, mind you. Breeding with a Black person, a Black woman, she having your child then would only be allowed to continue the line with white, right? So you've introduced the Black DNA into your lineage. So the Black DNA is what
that's why I'm glad you're saying that. Preserving their whatever I don't know how you want to say it, but that's what they were considering as the perseverance of their future generations, but continuing only with, producing white children going forward, right? So you start to eliminate the look of the Blackness as you go generations down, but you still retain some of the good DNA that you gained from having that Black DNA introduced into your family line. Mm-hmm. It's no secret, like even during slavery times, right? Who would do the breastfeeding?
Right.
For the white families. Like, it's no secret. Like, they know who we are. We just don't know who we are and our strength to carry on. And even though you're right, Dion, that it does, I ain't gonna say taint their lineage, the baby is considered Black, predominantly Black. But it's still that man's bloodline. The bloodline still carries on.
Yeah. Oh, they had it down
through that one seed, or however many seeds. But
they had it down to a science. They were like, by the third iteration or generation of that mixed Black child coming out, after that, they're only breeding with, white women from then on, or men from then on. That's going to eliminate the features of the Black, the colorism of the Black. They're going to get lighter and lighter, but they still retain the DNA structure that was introduced into the bloodline.
Dion said taint is the word they would use. You are absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct on that. Oh, hold on. I got something else. Let me see. I got some. I wanted to ask y'all, how did y'all feel about this? If I can find it. Yeah, I can. I do want to say this. This is how the shit start with these little jokers.
You say what?
When will you be back? Start preparing for a babysitter for him. And see what it...
No, your son needs to start preparing for
No, baby. No. My son is not a babysitter. He got to go to work. So what you're going to need to do, start preparing yourself for a babysitter. We all got to do that.
Okay, well, tell your son to do that.
I ain't got to tell my son to do nothing. He's the baby daddy. Now, he's working with you. You need to communicate better.
He don't communicate. Why would you come to my house?
This is your 5-year-old child. You better communicate better. That's my grandson. I'm not a babysitter. I don't have your phone number. Trust me, I would have called it. Somebody open the door.
Listen to him.
No, his daddy is not in South Park. He's not a babysitter. He's a baby daddy. That means he can keep him every now and then. Every now and then. You better get a babysitter. I don't give a fuck what you say. I don't like you. You better get a babysitter. Fuck you. Fuck you. Look here, Alma. You better get a babysitter for my grandbaby. We're not babysitters. We're not babysitters. Damn, I wish you was here. What the fuck you think I'm gonna be doing? What you think I'm gonna be doing? You ain't that bad.
Get away from my door. Bye.
Trick.
Watch him.
Because you can't drop him off. Get the fuck in my motherfucking house with your old ass.
Come on here, boy. Come on.
But yeah, you see the behavior, like just a little shit like that. You pay attention to the behavior of the child. This way he learning how to be disrespectful. This way how he learning to do certain things, right? And you see he growing up with his mother, basically. He was with his father, but she telling the mother to get a babysitter. But you see him, he throwing rocks at the door. Open the door. And 5 years old. This where it started at, though.
It's oh my God.
That's where it started at. This is what leads them to end up being YNs, because they not listening to, you're gonna grow up, he not listening to the mother. He disrespecting her. The grandmother as well. He doing what he want to do.
But even beyond that, Grandma, what is your problem? She's gonna tell her son is a baby daddy and he only has to keep him every once in a while.
Every now and again. Every now and again.
What? He got to go to work. You can't help out as the grandma and show what? Then you acting like this in front of the kid and allowing him to disrespect his mother. You have no values as a grown woman.
Neither one of the women. Neither one of the women. The mother too. I slapped the shit out of you.
What?
All this other stuff. Like they both was out of control.
I don't like you, but come on, people. Do better. Oh my God. For the kids. The little boy, he a little asshole. I swear to God.
But you see him? He already
He got no choice. You got a mama that don't want you, a daddy that don't want you, and a grandma now saying she don't want you around. What do you think he gonna act like?
And this is how it starts. He 5 years old. This is how it starts. 5 years old. Now ain't nobody got watching me. I'm out in the streets.
Then you teaching him the behavior that you go and act out.
I don't even want to hear this type of stuff every day. So I'm out in the street as much as possible. I'm out in the street more than I'm in the house. This is how it starts.
I'm so thankful I get to know the family before I have kids. Matter of fact, before I get really in a dating situation with somebody, I need to be able to understand where your family. Now, they perfect. I still didn't make good choices, y'all. Don't get me wrong. But at least get along with your family, because if we do get there, can we rely on you and your family to pick up the slack where I can't? Like, I don't want to live in a world where if I'm fearing for my life or I might die tomorrow, that I'm wondering what's going to happen to my child, who's going to take care of my child, you know, who they're going to be around. I don't want to have that on my plate too. So that's something people need to consider.
Yeah, I just think I'm like
That's crazy that you don't
when
get
I
along.
saw the video, I was just saying like, damn, they act like a little 5-year-old boy ain't right there. Like he at the age where he hear every word, he know every curse word, he know every word y'all just said is a bad word. You know what I mean? When y'all not around, even if y'all tell him, he's sneaking doing it. He cursing, he saying these same words. You could tell he a little badass. He throwing rocks at the door. And then open the door.
But listen, that's just.
But look, he already trying to scream and disrespect his mother at 5 years old.
You know he doing it. Listen, he probably hearing the grandma and the father talk like this all the time about the mother. You know what I'm saying? He's probably hearing that the whole time he's over there. So he's picking that up like mom's the bad guy.
Yeah. And she probably doing the same thing.
She probably doing the same thing, but maybe not as much, maybe not on that level. Or maybe she's just not trying to be around the kid. I don't know what the situation is. It's horrible for the kid all the way around. Horrible.
But the mother says, tell your son to find a babysitter. What are you saying? You don't want the kid? I don't know, because she never said when she was going to be back. That was the first thing the grandmother started off with.
If you have your child with you for that weekend and you got to go to work, whose responsibility is it to make sure that your child is taken care of while you're at work? Yours, right? Yeah. That's what she was saying. He has him for that weekend. He has to go to work. Why wouldn't he find a babysitter till he could bring the child home to his mother? But the grandma saying she won't gonna be the babysitter, so she talking to the wrong person. She should have been talking to her son. She probably scared of her son and don't want to bring the fight to him.
The son probably said, take her to your mother. You heard her say, I ain't got your number.
He probably up and disappeared. She don't know where he at. That's probably what happened.
It's just crazy. It's just out of control. Hey, man, I got some more videos, man. I know it's just a lot of crazy, weird stuff. But I seen the grandmother acting like that. I'm like, damn, he just picking up all that shit. He act like he just harmless and he just playing. But soon when grandma stopped talking, open the door. Like, who you talking to? Sit your little ass down.
You shouldn't even allow him to talk to his mother that way.
She should have popped him right there on camera. Should have popped his little ass right on camera. Yes, she should have. No. No, I ain't gonna play that. All right.
This is a woman with no man, though. Go talk to them women with a man.
That's right.
Go talk to them women with a man.
That's right.
I saw mothers who were married 40, 50 years. You talking to a woman with no man.
Exactly.
Listen, talk to me outside the book. Talk to me about a woman who been married 30, 40 years and let her tell me about her man, because she can't tell me about our man. Let me tell me about the men that you chose, the men that you had. Don't tell me about the men you didn't have, because you don't know those men. Right? Because if all men were the same, all men would be doing the same. If some nigga beat women, if some nigga won't dare touch a woman. So we're all different. Yeah, we have the same chromosomes, makeup, all that, homie, but our environments, how we raise, supersede all that shit. Because once you develop a conscience, once you learn right from wrong and you got a conscience, homie, I wouldn't give a fuck what turn you on, you wouldn't do it. I wouldn't give a fuck how horny you is, you ain't gonna cheat on your wife. When you develop that, you fight against your nature. You deny yourself. That's where fasting and praying come in at. You develop coping skills. You develop critical thinking skills, conflict skills to supersede your nature. That's where the morality comes.
How you feel about that, LB?
I agree with him completely.
I agree with him. I also think you could gain knowledge from a woman that doesn't have no man or been in relationships that didn't work. You can learn not what to do.
Well, I definitely I agree with that, but if you hear what he said further, was like me in my instance, I can't speak from a married woman in a successful relationship point of view. You got to go find that woman. But I can tell you about the ones that I did have that didn't work out, and the mistakes that were, I can tell you that part. But there are some women out here that do try to counsel on married women things that have never been in a successful married relationship. There are some people out here that do that. They tell their married friends, "Oh, you should leave him." Da 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 da. He married you. He cheated on you. You should leave. Da 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 da. And that ain't always the married woman's response. Because I've heard married women tell other married women, something that might be a little bit different and more in depth. Yeah. But I get completely what he said, and I think that is true.
Yeah, you can tell that boy don't do no wrong nowhere he at, and that's why he gonna have trouble growing up. If a male figure don't,
the baby daddy
got to step up.
No, because his mama ain't holding him accountable. Look at how she defended him. Oh, he at work. You got to find a babysitter. He only keep the baby every once in a while. He a baby daddy. He don't have to be here.
Yeah, that was.
Who says that?
That was absolutely
crazy.
But
Charles
I'm just
with that one. I definitely agree.
The mother never liked her from the beginning. My bad, LB.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, as far as what Charleston White was saying, though, I do agree. But like I said, I also believe that you can gain wisdom from a woman with no man that hasn't had a successful relationship.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot you can learn from them, because if they made mistakes, if they didn't make mistakes, what to look for, the signs, certain shit, like, you know what I mean? So
yeah, because their end goal is different, right? As a single person, my end goal ain't the same as the married woman. Her goal is to make sure that their marriage succeeds. So that's the priority on their list. Mine is optional. Either we get married or I stay single.
Right.
So our point of views may differ. I do think that people would benefit as married couples to be around other married couples so that you continue to learn from them. I know some people that get married that use older married couples as like their mentor guide couple, kind of thing. So that's always something good. And I like to be around, as a single woman, I like to be around married couples so I can see things, that I could learn from and take it to a marriage, or not, or see what I like and what I don't like and what works and what doesn't work. You know what I mean? So I think we all can learn something from each other. But when you're speaking on some topics, it's best that those topics be handled by someone with that experience.
Yeah. I think like, as much as like a lot of the stuff Charleston White say, a lot of times he be dropping some gems. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like his approach all the time, but a lot of times he be dropping some gems, man. And he's a real community activist. He's another one that does stuff, goes into jails and speak to the youth and stuff like that. So yeah, shout out Charleston White. I know they probably gonna flag us for that video for that little music in it, but hopefully it skipped their ass and they miss it. But I got some more, man. I got some more. Tell me how you feel about this, because I respected this. I respected this a whole lot.
He hit me up. He was like, "Yo, Trav, you coming out with us tonight?" So where we going? He said, "Yo, we about to go to the spot over there." I said, "All right, bet. Let me let my wife know I'm gonna be home a little late." He said, "Damn, my nigga, you gotta let her know everything? Sam run a tight ship, huh?" I was like, "Well, it's not necessarily that she run a tight ship. I don't want to go nowhere that she don't know where I'm at. But if something happened to me, how she gonna know what's going on? I don't want to do anything and my wife don't know what's going on. Like, if she's going somewhere, I know who she's going with and where she's gonna be at. If I'm going somewhere, I need to let her know who I'm going with and where I'm gonna be at, because I'm the head of my household and we a team. So I don't want my teammate to not know what the fuck is going on. It just don't make no sense. You feel me? It's not even that she runs a tight ship or she got me on lock or anything like that. It's like, nigga, we on the same page. So there's no reason why she shouldn't know what I'm doing or where I'm going, or who I'm going with, or what's going on. Because God forbid, we need to know what's up so we could get to the bottom of whatever. You feel me? It's more of a awareness thing over a trust thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we need to normalize communicating with our partners of our whereabouts and what's going on. It's safer, it's smarter, and if we teammates, we need to be on the same page.
I agree, man.
Yeah,
I agree. A lot of times people be like feeling like, oh, y'all up under my ass, or
well, that's because they don't want to be with the person. They don't want that person for real. You don't really want to be around that person, so you're gonna act like that. You don't want them to know where you at because either you sneaking around doing something you not that you know is a violation towards that person or betrayal. So you're hiding.
And I think if you got somebody and you with somebody and they not knowing where you at, well, a wife and they not knowing where you at, seem like you're being sneaky. You got something to hide.
Right.
Like, you know, like I said, other than if you're doing something illegal, I get it. But if you ain't doing shit illegal, man, like what you hide? I respect that. What's good, Tom? I respect it. I respected the shit out of that. And I said I like the way he broke it down. So his boys could understand. You know what I mean? Nah, it ain't that she got me on lockdown, nigga. That's my wife. That's my wife. I can't no longer move, you know, how I used to be moving. Like I you know what I'm saying? I need to let my wife know what's going on, man.
Yeah, you should definitely want to. She should never have to ask you, you know, what's going on with your day.
Imagine I get in a car with you niggas and something happened and y'all niggas do something to me. She know every nigga I was with. Yeah, I'm going out with such and such, this, that, the third. Yeah, when I last talked to him, he said he was going to be with such and such, and he'll be back at this time. So, yeah, I respect that, man. I see y'all said y'all agree. She definitely gets it. I mean, he definitely gets it. Yeah, that brother speaking all facts, Jason. I respect his point of view and where he coming from.
Yeah.
Now, on the other hand, I got another a little video.
I wanted to ask you too before we move on, because I remember a conversation we had a little while back, and Charleston Wright mentioned it in that video clip about cheating was optional. Like you should develop that that skill to resist temptation, right? Did you hear that part?
I heard that.
So, you know, just circling back to the conversations we've had about, you know,
I mean, and I know what conversation you're going back to. I still feel like, you know, regardless of what you're saying, yeah, I could develop that skill to not cheat. But can you develop the skill to take care of your husband like you need to take care of him? So he ain't got to be thinking like that.
You got to keep bringing it back.
So I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You know what I'm saying? But your man should never have them thoughts.
Right. I get
you know what I mean? He should never even have them thoughts. Them thoughts shouldn't come across my mind if business being taken care of at home. That shit should never cross my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, he said that, and she says this.
Don't shoot the messenger. A lot of women, y'all might not agree, but a lot of us are operating out of survival mode, and we do not understand how to receive a man. When I say this, I'm talking about men that try to cover you, but you confuse it with control. There's a difference between covering and controlling. And because if you didn't have a daddy and you had a daddy, but he was emotionally bankrupt and wasn't really there for you, you will confuse when a man tries to cover you with that he's trying to control you. and call him insecure, and he has issues and he has trust issues because you're not used to a man checking on you. You're not used to a man calling you and saying, did you make it there? I thought you said you were going here. How you end up there? You're not used to a man saying, hey, pull that skirt down a little bit. Baby, you got a jacket you can put on? Hey, pull your top up a little bit. You're not used to a daddy telling you, baby, don't wear that. Baby, I thought you said you were going here. Baby, call me when you get there. Let me know you made it. Hey, who you say you was going to be with again? Send me their address. You sure you're going to be all right? You sure you want to go to that side of town? Hey, I thought you said you was coming home at 1. It's 3. Baby, you good? Where you at? You're not used to that. You're not used to coverage. So when you're not used to coverage, you'll confuse it with control and you'll start giving pushback. And I had it bad calling my man insecure. You are so insecure. All you want to know is where I'm at and who I'm with and telling me what to wear. And you don't like this person and you don't like that. I had to realize I'm not used to a man giving a fuck. So I confuse it out of survival mode. I'm in combative mode. Leave me alone. Don't try to tell me. You don't run me. You're not my daddy. He should have said, bitch, you didn't have one. But he didn't do that. He gave me a little grace. But at the end, to start recognizing things and people that when people try to love you, sometimes we're not receptive to it. And we're not the easiest people to love sometimes either. And as Black women, we operate so much in survival that it's so hard for us to just be like, oh, love me. And rest in the love, right? And so they say there's bad men. There's bad men and there's good men. But I think there's some good men that we have pushed away or that we have not appreciated because we confused their coverage with control. We've confused their consistency with obsession. We've confused their attention with love. We've confused their dominance for, you think you run me. You confuse a lot of things. So we're all healing together. So I'm not judging. You don't judge me. We listen and we don't judge. And this is my truth and it's unfiltered. And we're going to interrupt the narrative a little bit. Have a great day.
How you feel about that, LB?
I agree.
Hey, guess what, y'all? We still got Dundada around. Still talking this fatherless ninja mentality stuff. Hey, he's still around. He's still around, man. Hey, Dundada, man, you might as well get head on and subscribe. Hey, you might as well subscribe to hear our ass talk about this real shit. Hey, man, listen, you call it fatherless ninja mentality. She's just stating a fact. Her fact. She's living in her truth. She's just living in her truth. But I also agree with her, right? I don't know if that's what it is, but I also agree with her. I have been, I've dealt with things like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I definitely agree with what she's saying about how y'all, take certain things that we may say. Like I said, I don't know if it's didn't have a father or whatever's going on, but
this guy. But yeah, I agree with her too. I definitely agree. And I never really looked at it when men did that for me. I never really looked at it as control. I feel like you care about my whereabouts. You care about what's going on with me when you say stuff like that. For some guys, it is definitely insecurity. They are insecure. And they get to a level, you can tell the difference, right? You can tell when it turns into something a little different. You can tell a little toxic, behavior comes out sometimes. But I feel like, you care about where I'm at and where I'm going. But a lot of people can't receive that. A lot of women cannot perceive, and they think they're simps, so they're, that's the term they use, but they think they're controlling, or you try and tell me what to do in my life. And she's exactly right. It's because you're not used to that level of care. You're not used to someone being concerned how you look, a male figure at that, not that is our fault, but recognizing it is the first step.
Let me ask you this, LBZ. When does women start to let their guard down when they in a relationship or when they dealing with a guy? When do they even start to let their guard down?
Not trying to speak for all women.
Well, for you, let me say that. Let me rephrase.
Is when I saw consistency in your behavior towards me, being consistent and authentic. I can tell the difference, right? When you're pretending versus authentically caring for me. And once I feel like you are authentic and you're consistent with that behavior, I know every time I hit that doorknob, you're going to always ask me, hey, babe, where you going? And it's not, where you think you going? There's a difference. So when I see that, I feel like I'm more secure and, you know, just preemptively, hey, babe, I'm going to the store later. Do you want something? You know, that turns into that versus I'm going where I want to go. You know, I feel more when I see more consistency that I let my guard down. But once that,
you heard how you just described that though.
That once that little trigger hits and it's like something goes wrong, that wall goes right back up again.
You heard how you just described that though, and I'm not saying nothing wrong with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But how you described, you know, every time I go to touch that doorknob, it's hey, babe, where I'm going. Why you gotta touch the girl knob before I know where you're going? I'm not starting no trouble. I'm not starting no trouble.
No,
I'm just saying.
But that's not how I meant that. I'm just saying, you know, when you first starting out, right? A lot of people don't do that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? You just don't think about asking someone where they are, where they're going. You know, you just moving about. But I'm just saying in the instant, you know, that's where it starts for me noticing, you know, when I know that they're noticing what's going on with me. You know, they start to care about where what's happening with me and the decisions that I'm making and the, you know, choices of how I'm moving. You know, I know that's coming and they're consistent with that. I know that, you know, that's something to expect. And I know that that's something I'm okay with because they're coming at me from a caring point of view. But you have some cases where it turned into, where you think you're going? Why you wearing that? Where you going? Who you going to see? You know, that's that toxicity and it's coming from a different place. So you see that that's not necessarily someone that's genuine about where your concerns are. It's more insecure.
Right. Do you think that, because it seems like it's a more of a woman that's like owning her independence, like, you know what I'm saying, when things like this take place, like, you know, a lot of these women maybe been doing a lot of things on their own, haven't been in a relationship, getting a relationship, and then it's like this where it's like, ain't nobody been asking me what I'm doing. What are you talking about? I'm going outside, I got something to do, like, you know. And somebody said I personally would ever put myself through that experience. I prefer a nice innocent woman with a father. I mean, I get it, but we don't. I mean, do you go through that and say, you know, you liking somebody, you on a date? Is your first date you ask and you grew up with your mother and your father? You was raised by your mother and your father?
But let's break that down too, because just because technically everybody has a father, but just because their father is in their life doesn't mean that he's doing a fatherly, playing a fatherly role now. That doesn't mean that he's a, you know, positive impact on her either.
Absolutely, but I feel like you know, somewhat like you can't control who you digging, who you know what I'm saying, you liking, and I don't know, man.
I mean, I think
I understand.
I think being with people, if you choose to be in a relationship with people, or you choose to be friends with people, there's a certain responsibility of self from you as a person to have the capacity for a level of understanding and care and concern, right? So I need to learn to be understanding of other people's shortcomings, of other people's, you know, point of view that don't necessarily align with mine. You know, I can't just jump out here and expect everybody to listen to what I say because I disagree with what you say. You got to have a responsibility going into a relationship that you got to understand that person may come with baggage. Are you ready to deal with that? Are you capable of dealing with that? That person may come with some hiccups or some trauma. Are you okay with dealing with that? Can you, you know, navigate that world successfully? It's partly on you too when you're in a relationship.
Right. Prime time shit. What shortcomings? I mean, I guess it could be any shortcomings. Prime time. I mean, like they say, you know, a woman that didn't grow up with a father, or father wasn't in her life like he was supposed to be, and
maybe been an orphan in foster care, or maybe stayed with their grandparents, and you know, maybe don't have that sense of family structure. Are you able to show that to somebody? Are you able
probably
to
never cooked a meal in her life?
Probably never cooked a meal. Are you able to cook for her? Are you able to pick up that role and teach her or him, you know, how to do something? Or, you know what I mean? They may not have been paying bills before. Are you able to, you know, share that part with them, help teach them how to, you know, pay bills and navigate a budget? You know, it's two-sided. But we're expecting people to come in perfect because we like what they look like. So we want to change everything else to fit my narrative so we can be in a relationship. And that's not how it should work.
It's crazy that you said that, Tom. It seemed like you and I head over here. He said, let's not forget Lori Harvey songs from Marge Harvey, who is playing with drug dealers, but everybody look at her as what? A classy woman? Oh, hell no. I ain't gonna say she a gold digger, but she like men with that paper. I tell you that. Marjorie Harvey. But did you know that the daughter, she done broke up? So another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust.
Who was that?
Lori Harvey. Hold on, let me take the banner down. Lori Harvey.
Oh God. I know Steve is kind of like, you messing me up because everything I put in this book, you ain't listening to.
Another one bites the dust, man. Lori Harvey has ended her relationship with Damson Idris. She said he is too nice. And that's what I'm saying. Y'all want a certain type.
Don't say y'all.
I'm not going to say y'all. I'm going to say a lot of times, most of the time, it be like these, how can a guy be too nice? I don't know. But she's looking for a certain type. That's what I would get from that. Can't be too nice. Got to be a little rough around the edges. Like, certain things. Y'all like a certain type, a lot of y'all. So when I be saying like it's a shortage of niggas, I be really meaning that. I don't be trying to say it's a shortage of the type of niggas y'all like. And from my, and even if, right, you say a lot of women that, had no fathers, it's still more women to every one man. Right? Come on, Lori Harvey, baby girl. And the thing is, she gonna keep getting wifed up. These niggas gonna keep going behind each other. But hey, man, I don't know. What do she do? She just Steve Harvey stepdaughter? What do she do? I have
no idea. I don't know what she does. It says she was a model and an actress, but I haven't seen her in anything. Have you? I don't think I've seen her in anything.
I get it, SABF critter. He said, I pay all the bills as long as she brings me peace without any unhealed trauma and baggage. That's not fair to me. I agree with that part. That shit ain't fair to nobody. You know what I'm saying? But being realistic, I feel like majority people in the community I come from dealing with some type of trauma. It's just so small. Some of these cities and places we grew up, it's just so small that you get to witness everything and everything that's going on. You could even have two parents in the household, but you still got some type of trauma from something. So I mean, I get
and let's not just say just trauma either, because it just could be small differences, that someone else has that don't necessarily mimic yours. Like maybe they don't clean the house every day, or maybe they don't, some people don't bathe every day. Those little things like that. Is that something that you can understand and something you could deal with, not necessarily try to change that person or bring some enlightenment possibly, but just little differences.
Right.
Or maybe they don't clean the dishes every night, or maybe they don't put the food in the refrigerator. They leave it on the stove and reheat it. Little stuff.
Yeah, little stuff, little shit that irk your nerves, little things like, come on, man. All right, we're going to get a little, we got 7 minutes. I'm glad I'm ending it off like this.
And one.
That was a video Fly put in there, so he ain't even here to discuss it though. But he here, but
I believe in, I can say that. So can a woman have multiple partners or just you? Absolutely not. No, it's not. It's not. Respectfully, it doesn't work that way. Like I think sometimes only in America they kind of get it twisted where women feel like they're equal to a man, and you can kind of compare the two. You really can't, because I'm gonna tell you one thing that changes the game. A woman can only have one baby a year. A man can have 1,000.
We can have 1,000 babies in 1 year. A woman can only have one. There's a reason for that. Men are natural. Like, we are supposed to populate. That's our purpose and role in life. That's nature. That's why you could put 1,000 niggas on one corner and you let one bad chick walk past, you're gonna see 1,000 heads go like this. Damn. You don't even know why.
Yeah.
Like, you could be holding hands with your girl walking down the sidewalk and a bad chick walk by, she'd be like, nigga, you better not look. But you want to look, you don't know. You want to look so bad, it's gonna take everything in you not to look, and you don't even know why. There's that feeling. It's the urge.
I don't know why I keep going back to this, but I agree with him. And I know it's crazy, but you got to control your urges. If you're married, a relationship, or whatever, I don't want LBZ getting on me. But I believe that wholeheartedly.
What you can do doesn't mean it's what you should do.
I think, and I don't want to sound wrong here, or not sound wrong, but sound bad here. But I think a lot of the stuff that we do, not just including like I think it's against our nature. But we do it because we some have self-control. Some people can control their urges, or I guess should control their urges when they have wives. But I think a lot of the stuff that we do is against our nature. Like, when we think of monogamy or we think about marriage, that don't come from our culture. Not how we see it today. Everything we do is we operating off of other people's way of living. Right? But I definitely that's what the Bible tells you to say. I mean, I'm not gonna get into all this because I mean this would be long and drawn out. I get what you're saying, Sub G. I get what you're saying, but I'm not gonna get into all this stuff with the Bible and all this stuff because I'm telling you, man, some of the stuff I say, people will probably hate me. You know what I'm saying? But I would just tell people to do research, man, and just, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that I want to go against the ways of the Western society. I'm not saying that I want to do that. But what I'm saying is that shit ain't our culture. I'm just being real. Like, that's not our culture. Just like they told you voodoo was a bad thing and all this other stuff. Like, I don't want to get into all that stuff. Like, so much stuff is just not, it's not our thing. You know what I'm saying? But we have been raised this way and taught this way, but it's not, we're going against the natural way we're supposed to be.
How do you know this?
Look up when marriages started. In marriage,
But I'm saying, if you're saying this is who you're naturally supposed to be, in what sense? Where are you getting that information from?
Which way you're naturally supposed to be?
Like men with many women. Where are you getting that context from?
I'm gonna put it like this: this is what Akon said, right? He just said that women can have one baby a year. A man could have 1,000. That should tell you everything you need to know.
That's someone's opinion.
That's not an opinion. I could knock up 1,000 women. You could get knocked up one time in a year.
It's
That's
impossible
a fact.
for you to knock up 1,000 women. That's impossible. That ain't gonna happen.
How is that impossible?
But
how is that impossible? Well, let's break it down. 100.
What does that have to do
or
with
500?
What does that have to do with your nature?
That should y'all think y'all just be. I'm not even gonna listen to
I'm asking genuine questions. I really want to understand where that.
Why do you think it's that way?
Comes from.
Why do you think it's that way?
I don't know.
We're
That's
no
why I'm asking you.
We're no different than a lot of these animals, real animals in the world. We're really no different than that. We just have conscience. What makes you think, like, why do you think it's that way? That men can populate at a alarming rate and women can only populate at such, like, what in increments every 9 months. And even if you have a baby 9 months, however long it take you to heal, get pregnant again, right? Men don't have to go through none of that. I could get 5 women knocked up in one night.
What does that have to do with that being a part
do
of
you think God made us that way? Right? Why we can't?
Where is that information coming from is my question. Where are you getting that context from? Physiologically, the body can do a lot of things. Women can birth multiple babies at once.
All right, you're right. You're 1,000% right by that, but by one person, right?
Well, there has been cases women got pregnant by 2 men having 2 different babies in their stomach. So just saying, things can happen, but just because it is possible,
that's what we would call
it being your nature or part of the culture.
But look, LBs, that's something we would call a rarity, right? That's rare. Rarely do you see that. Rarely do you see that. But men can populate a whole block and then go populate the next block and the next block. One man.
Wait a minute.
Why do you think we are men?
I'm asking a question about where he's getting his information from. This idiot's like this that's calling me an idiot for asking a question.
Who said that?
Whoever
I
that
ain't even looking
that
at the
is.
comments. My bad.
But I'm generally asking a question. I'm not trying to start an argument or argue any point.
Yeah, I get where she's coming from. Yeah.
It's simply a question. If you put out a point, you should be able to say where that information is you getting it from. That's what I'm asking. Where is this coming from? Why are you saying
she asking
or somebody?
Right, Sub. She asking great questions. And what I'm just saying is that why do you think God created us like that? Right? Why do you think God, the creator, created us in that form to where men can populate so crazy like that?
We are also created that we can harm others. Doesn't mean that we do. Just because we have the capability and we're created to do certain things doesn't mean that we do them. So my question I'm asking is, where are you getting the information from that our culture is to have multiple
Just
women?
go look up your culture that you come from, LBZ. That's all I could tell you. I can't, pinpoint. There's so many things out there that talks about it. But our culture did like this marriage thing and this monogamy thing. That's not our culture. Like, you can look that up. You can still look that up in Africa or wherever you want to look it up, our people up at. You'll see that that's not our culture. That's not our culture, but I get it. No, man has been corrupted by Western society. We have been corrupted. We don't even know we don't even have a real relation. I don't even want to get into it because I'll go too far. I'll go too far and rub people the wrong way, but we far removed from who we are, truly, as people, as far as how we worship God and everything is different. But we ain't gonna get into that. We're gonna say that for another note, man. You're part of a cult right now, Stephen A. Scott. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and leave on this note. Hey, man, I'm Mortal EMS, man, the Have Nots mascot. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Listen, if you're not subscribed to the channel, man, hit that subscribe button for me, please. Like, share, leave a comment, and hit them notifications, man, because like I say every day, man, we be going live at 9 a.m., but not all the time, man. So catch us when, you know what I'm saying, so you'll know when we going live. Listen, man, I love y'all. See y'all tomorrow. We got some interesting stuff to talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. I will see y'all. Love y'all. I love you too, sir. Prime time, my guy. 100. Love y'all. See y'all tomorrow, man.
Y'all, LBZ here, holding it down for the ladies on the Band of Brothers Morning Show. Thank y'all for joining us on this Wednesday. I appreciate all of y'all jumping in. Make sure that you like the video. If you have not yet, subscribe and share so you can keep coming back, talking to us and chatting with us Monday through Friday. I bid y'all well on your day. Please remember that existence is automatic and purpose is chosen.
Yes, sir.
Can't walk the path that I walk. Niggas can't do the things that I do. Niggas can't live the way that I live. Might not be the same result for you.
I'm about halfway nowhere, and I know what I gotta do. I'm about 3 steps forward. Naturally, gotta come through. I need love, I need patience. Take me back to the basics. I just need one more shot at living. I just need one more shot like Pippin.
Niggas can't walk the path that I walk. Niggas can't do the things that I do. Niggas can't live the way that I live. Might not be the same result for you.
I am the have-nots mascot.